The women's basketball team snagged the final spot in the CCIW tournament, but fell to Carthage in the semifinal game 91-81. Still an impressive season, shows that the future is bright. We recap the year and see what the future holds right now on the Cardinal Report. Welcome to the Cardinal Report. I'm Marc Dahlquist. Joining me to start things off this week is head coach for the women's basketball team, Michelle Roof. Coach, thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it.
So hopefully wish we were talking about a little bit better news, but still a great season for the Cardinals. Unfortunately, it came to an end against Carthage in the CCIW tournament. Yeah,
we went into the Carthage game, feeling pretty good. We had a game plan put together that we thought would keep them a little off balance. Offensively, we threw a little different press look at them that nobody had seen all season, and paid off in the first half. We came out, played about as well as we could play for the first 20 minutes. Talked at halftime, came out, a little cold at the beginning of the second half, but really, played tough, hung in there, and had opportunities to win down the stretch.
Yeah, you couldn't have asked for a better half than you guys had in the first half. The Cardinals really came ready to play. It seems that this team was ready to be there.
Yeah, they were, and we're led by three seniors that have never tasted, an opportunity in the CCIW tournament. They were excited. They were ready to go and came in fired up. There was no doubt in our minds that we were going to beat Carthage on that day.
Well, you could definitely see the fire in their eyes. The Cardinals may have stuck into the tournament, but they went into the game with confidence. We caught up with the team before their first tournament game since 2009 to see their mindset in this week's What's the Word?
We were all really excited because, we knew we had to win in order to have a chance to get into it. And so it was really exciting, when we first found out that the other two teams lost. And it was really big for us because being in last place last year and making it into the tournament, it was a big accomplishment for us.
It was great. I just saw Marissa and my mom just jumping up and down the stands, and it just felt great to know that the other teams lost and we were going to make it into the tournament. That was my goal my whole 4 years, so it's great.
North Park was a tough loss for us. Of course, we wanted to win that game to secure us a spot in, the conference, but we also knew, after that loss, that we still had a chance, and we just came in for Milliken, and we played hard, and we came out with a good win.
Coach, so obviously a tough loss, 91-81, but you guys were still in that game even down the stretch. What do you think Carthage started to do differently that just sort of turned the tides?
I don't know if it was so much what Carthage did as much as it, was us. Just not quite finishing shots. We missed quite a few free throws in the game that ended up being very costly, and some missed box outs down the stretch that we hadn't seen in a little while. So, Carthage, I thought, did what they needed to do to win, but I thought we did what we needed to do to almost give the game away a little bit at the end.
And the Cardinals weren't even sure if they were going to the tournament until, the very last day of conference play. What was that feeling like for you and your team, not knowing, but you guys knew you had to get a win?
Yeah. Going into the game, I was pretty nervous. I think the team, we really tried to stay loose and go into it and really talk about them just enjoying the moment. It's been a while since we've even had an opportunity to go and be playing for something on that last day. So we went into it just saying, enjoy the moment, control what we can control, and take care of business on our end, and hope that other teams, did what they needed to do for us.
Yeah, you guys actually got a little help from Carthage and Wheaton. Were you thanking them when you guys got to Kenosha?
No, we weren't at all. But the moment, the moment that I think I'll never forget was there was about 10 to 15 seconds left in the Milliken game. We had it, had it locked up. We were up by 10 or 11, and I sent one of the kids over to the parents, to find out if anybody knew the results. And Jennifer Swanson, who you talked to in a minute, Swanee's mom stood up and started cheering, and then the whole crowd started cheering, and our kids went nuts on the bench. It was just an amazing feeling to experience that.
What would you have done before smartphones? I mean, how would they have found out about those scores? I'm sure parents were probably keeping up on those other games just as much as they were keeping up on the Milliken games.
Yeah, I think one of the parents had their iPad out and was actually going from game to game, checking it out for us.
Well, it didn't matter what happened to those games. You guys still had to take care of business and you do. You guys end up with a much better conference record than you did last year after only having one conference win. This team didn't sneak into the tournament. They really deserved it.
Yeah, we did, and I think we showed that by really pulling ahead of Elmhurst and North Park at the end of the season and getting in without having to go through a tiebreaker. The kids believed all year, that we could do it. They played with confidence. I feel like we really got better every game, and we're playing our best basketball at the end of the season, which is all you can hope for.
Yeah, that's the best time to be playing your best basketball is at the end of the season. But it seems that it's been a gradual pace up to that. The Cardinals, you guys start fast. You hit a little bump where people start to figure out your offense. But really, every game towards the end, the team was closing strong.
Yeah, we were. And again, I just think we improved what we were doing, especially defensively. We started to make more reads and we're in position to get more steals, force more turnovers. And we started to hit shots towards the end of the season. It took a while for us to figure out tempo and footwork. But when that started happening, we, just got more and more confident and got better and better.
And the respect factor has got to be there now for the Cardinals. Nobody can overlook you guys as they may have been able to last year, but now even the Carthages, the Wheatons, they know they're going to have their hands full when they're playing you.
Yeah, I hope so, and I hope that the style of basketball that we're putting out there, puts a little bit of fear into opponents because they know that they're going to be, pressured, that they're going to have somebody in their face for an entire 40 minutes, and it's really not much fun to play against. They're holding their shorts by the end of the game, and they know that they can expect that every night now.
It may not be fun to play against, but it's got to be fun to run.
It is fun to run, fun to watch. Yeah, it was a fun year.
Well, Coach, it was definitely an exciting season. Don't go anywhere because we continue to break down the Cardinals with Coach Roof right after this.
Loaves and Fishes Community Pantry provides more than food. We provide hope. With your help, we can provide food and hope to children, families, and seniors in need. Please visit us online to find out how you can join us in the fight to end hunger in our community. Loaves and Fishes, the power of community to change lives.
Welcome back to the show. With us still is women's head basketball coach, Michelle Roof. Coach, so we talked about the new offense you guys have sort of been running this year. Take us back to the beginning. What was it like sort of implementing this whole new thing? Because talking with the girls, they say they had to completely relearn everything.
Yeah, it changed everything about the way that they've ever played basketball. The toughest thing was teaching them that defensively, instead of running back to protect the basket, you're going to actually charge and attack and run at the basketball in the opposite direction. So that took a while. Offensively, we knocked a lot of paint off the walls in Murner. That ball was all over the place. And just sprinting all out every second is something that players aren't used to because they're typically, coasting a little bit while they're out there so that they can stay on the court longer.
They just put a new floor down in Myrna. They might have to put a new one down with all the miles you guys put on it.
They could.
And as a coach, I mean, what is it like reteaching something that they've already known their whole lives?
There were some growing pains, and for me, it was almost relearning basketball from a coaching standpoint too. But every day they came in, they worked hard, they got after it. And they picked it up. They picked it up pretty quickly. There were some pretty funny moments, and we were sure to tape those early practices too, so we could laugh about it a little bit later. But I think they picked it up pretty well.
Got a little blooper reel we might play with that?
Yeah, we can help you out with that for sure.
But the success definitely showed towards the end of the season and early on in the season. I know when you first implemented this, you told the girls, we're not only going to win, but we could break some records. Did you think that was going to come true as it did?
Well, yeah. I mean, I really believed it. And one of the things that we wanted to do was lead the country in scoring, which at the end of the regular season, we had done that. We talked about three-point records, offensive rebounding records, and steals records. And so that was something that we were aware of. I believed it. I don't know if the team really believed that or not, but whatever, it paid off.
You're sort of like that mad scientist. You got to convince them.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely paid off. The new system implemented this year led to more wins and even some new national records. We look at the success the up-tempo style brought to the team in this week's Cardinal Corner. After the Cardinals managed only one conference win in the 2011-2012 campaign, Coach Roof and her staff knew it was time to change things up. They decided that the best way to utilize the depth and talent of this year's team was to implement a new run-and-gun offensive system that meant the way many of the athletes had been playing hoops their whole lives would have to be altered.
At first, we weren't really sure what to expect with the new system, and it was really different from what we've been taught all throughout our whole life.
New system, we have to adjust, and I think this team has taken a good lead on getting something new and starting something new and listen to our coaches and do those things.
And the listening paid off for the Cardinals, who made more than twice as many field goals this season as last season, while leading the nation in scoring average.
That's just how our offense is to put up a bunch of shots and shoot threes as many as we possibly can.
Wilson for the lead, yes.
The squad launched 1,115 three-point attempts, exceeding the last 3 seasons' totals combined. And that number set a new Division III record for the category, surpassing Thomas College, who set the old mark back in 2006.
This is the first year running the system, and we made it to the tournament, so I can't even imagine what they're going to do next year. It's a great group of girls that have a lot of talent.
And next year's squad will be out to prove that even their own records are made to be broken. Coach, obviously a new system is tough for any players, but your 3 seniors, their last year, what was it like for them? You know, they could just say, we don't want to learn this our last year, but they really stepped up and led this team.
Yeah, we had to, really rely on them because we knew that if we could get them on board and get them to follow us and believe in what our vision was for the season and for this system, that everybody else would follow suit. And the first meeting of the year, when we actually came in, sat down and explained, we showed some video and explained this whole new system. And what we told them was that, we're going to take the first good shot. Much of the time it's going to be a 3, and when you shoot your 3, as soon as you let it go, you're going to rotate to the top of the key. When we get an offensive rebound, we're going to kick it right back to you for a second shot. And Jenny Swanson said, "Oh my gosh, am I in heaven, Coach?" And so from that moment on, they really got excited about it and bought in.
For somebody who likes shooting threes like Jenny, this is the perfect offense for her.
Yeah.
But not only her, Sophie Newson, there was a lot of girls on the outside, but you really also had to rely on that inside game. Seniors Emily Murphy, sophomore Lauren Shoemaker, they helped make this offense run just as efficiently. Yeah,
they improved a lot in the paint from last season and really established a good inside game. And we were able to get the ball inside because teams didn't really want to double off of our guards. So Emily and Lauren had a lot of one-on-one opportunities, and they got so much stronger around the basket. We're able to finish better, and that's what made our outside game go.
Emily, unfortunately, won't be back next year, but Lauren will be. What does that mean for this core group of girls that will be back next year after another year in the system?
Well, we're going to start out the year at such a different place next year than we were coming in. They're going to understand it. They're going to know it. So I think we'll probably be a little more effective at the beginning of the season than we were. Lauren's, got to continue to get better, and I know that she will, and that entire sophomore class. We've got a couple juniors that have contributed, and so we're really excited for next season and for knowing what we're doing when we start out going into it.
There's definitely some good things to come, but unfortunately you do have to say goodbye to the seniors. What has this core of seniors meant to this team, not only on the court but off the court as well?
I think when I think of these seniors, I think of especially Sophie and Swanee, what they've been through for 4 years, and I think perseverance, competitiveness, the will to get better, the will to win. And that's what really drove them. Emily Murphy came in and started every game for 2 years and brought that same type of work ethic and commitment to winning. And what they were able to accomplish their senior year, I think, is completely attributed to their perseverance, their work ethic, and their attitude and commitment to this program.
Well, it was a pleasure covering them and the entire team this year, Coach. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Don't change that channel, because after the break, we welcome in 2 Cardinals who anchored the squad for the last 4 years. We'll be right back.